because you can't possibly find those families. And then there's another group of men who say, we have no picture. And then I say, well, may I take your picture right now? Those pictures also will be put in this special area where we're hoping someday a family member will say, yes, we do have a picture of that person. Now here's an example of a just poor average picture, but excellent information. So a family member, let's just imagine this is your great uncle, and you never heard anything about him. All of a sudden, you know all 4 ships that he was on, where he served, what his rank was, everything. And that is a way of giving a gift to the family and hoping that they will say, well, we do have a picture of this person. It's a way of reaching out. And here's just another example of excellent information, but a picture that's just barely usable. I feel not like Don Quixote, who was on that impossible dream. Some people have told me, how can you possibly do this because you can't finish? A veteran told me that. Why are you doing this if you can't do all 20,000? Well, you just do one at a time. So I feel a little more like Johnny Appleseed, who actually was a real person, John Chapman. He planted millions of apple trees, but he didn't live to see them. And that's what I'm trying to do by planting these seeds within the community. Sometimes I think I should have just chosen Lakeland Township, because maybe my life wouldn't be completely taken over to do a whole county. In the United States, there are 3,100 counties. Michigan has 83. Muskegon is the only county where this is happening because somebody who's a little off-center has decided, I'm going to say thank you and hope some of the families will help me. Fortunately, I get abused very little, but like everybody else who's been abused, they remember that and not the hundreds of good experiences. I wish I could tell all your stories, but I'll tell something about a man here tonight named Royce Putney. Royce, would you raise your hand? Come on, Royce. Royce is sitting right next to his brother. Okay. Royce was there on June 6, 1944 at Omaha Beach. Bloody Omaha. The men were brought in landing craft. Door would come down and they would move right out into sometimes machine gun fire. Royce did not go out the opening. He jumped off the side of the boat. Some of the other men did too. And he went completely underwater. The water was above him, but here he is tonight. Ann, are you here? Okay, I talked to her a couple days ago. Ann Tardani, all 5 members of her family are included in this, largely with her help. She is 95, and she lives in Fruitport. I included her whole family, and her 3 best friends she went into the Army Nurse Corps with. They're all deceased, but she's still with us. And I drove my Model A over to her house, and she got the biggest kick out of that. I'm going to continue doing this as long as I possibly can. And there's something also called the Cadet Nurse Corps. Now, these people were not military. The government decided in 1942, we're going to need a whole lot of nurses for what's coming. So they subsidized ladies who had graduated from high school for a 3-year, completely free program so they could graduate with a nursing degree. Yes?
That's the new sheriff.
I learn something every day. I learned so much this morning at Carmen's Cafe with a man for 2 hours. I'm learning so much. I'm the luckiest person in Muskegon. These ladies, when they completed their 3 years, if the war was still going on, they could sign up for the Army Nurse Corps, and they would automatically be a second lieutenant. Then they became military. They were part of the war effort, even though many of them did not go into the Army, so they are included too. Those are the Muskegon ladies who are, many of them still with us. Not this lady, but another one told me when she got into the Army Nurse Corps, she was a second lieutenant, but she really didn't understand all of the ramifications of it. And very early, she was meeting a private coming that way on the sidewalk, and he stopped and he saluted her. And she just looked at him. I think many of you know what that means. He saluted her again. Well, her friend said, "You must return the salute. He will salute you all day long because you outrank him." She outranked most people that she saw. So that was a big boost to her. So we have another lady here from the Army Nurse Corps named Ruth Schmura. She has the nicest dog, and I've been at her home about 5 times. And I called her up one time and said, "I'm making a new card for this project, and you are the prettiest lady of all the ones I've got," so I put her on the card, and thousands of people have seen her picture. Would you raise your hand, Ruth? Yes, and her daughter's here too. And the last couple I want to mention, they were with us on the trip to Washington back in October of 14. The Remus family, Ray and Lillian Remus, would you raise your hand? Ray is 99, Lillian is 98. Ray will reach the magic number in March, next spring. So we have had a few 100-year-old veterans, and we're going to have another one here. I am having the time of my life. If you write down my phone number, or if you ask me for a card, I've got a whole pocket full of them, because I can't locate your family's veterans. I have no idea who they are. I need your help. The best picture and the best information, and your family's person who is deceased, most likely, will be in the project. Thank you for listening patiently, and thank you for those thousands of people all over the country. This is being streamed live on Facebook. Maybe I've influenced you to do something for your family members too. We have the three Who's brothers here. Dick, what's your question? Oh, Steve. Oh, yes.
I know we thought we were tough. We were indicated in our classification, and John Frederick had scrimmage with a Leo resident. We could not tackle Steve Frederick.
Oh, no.
Ball, he went through all the way, and he later played fullback for Michigan State on the field line.
2 quickies, and this is the end. Whenever I meet a veteran, I take his picture right there, so I can keep them in my records. I've got pictures of every one of you. One man in the middle of the summer in July, it was a really hot day, and he was happy sitting on his porch, having a drink, no shirt, big pot belly, and I interviewed him, and everything was going great. He was enjoying telling me. And then I said, "Well, I'd like to take your picture today just for my records." And he said, "Go ahead." His daughter said, "Well, Dad, don't you think you ought to put a shirt on?" So she got a nice shirt for him. And then she said, "Well, how about your teeth? Where did you put your teeth?" Another man I interviewed, and he was in his 90s. I told him I had to take his picture. And he said, "Okay, just a minute." So he left the room and came back. And he just said, "I had to put my eye in." Oh, I love these guys.
come up with some figures of
Okay, I'll tell you exactly how I got 20,000. As far as I know, there is no list of the men and women who serve. There are partial lists all over town, from companies and other places. But Muskegon lost 436 men. The United States lost 407,000 men. It's about 1,000 times greater for the country. Well, when you consider the number of people who served and you extrapolate, that means we had approximately 20,000 who served. It might be 17,000, it might be 22,000, but it's in that range. And it's not just people who were born in Muskegon. It's the people who moved here in 1949, 1956. And they are included also because they are Muskegon people.
Let's thank Richard for a wonderful. And that is our gift.
Oh, thank you. I didn't do it for that. I'll take no donations, but I'll take this. Silver set.
I only have a few copies of the newsletter, but I will tell you what is coming up. No program next week, 2 weeks from tonight. Donald Al's broke two sides of my Vietnam War. Retired U.S. Army colonel, he's been here 3 times. Award-winning documentary maker and speaker. October 24th, 3 weeks from tonight. The Japanese family that you saw in the video with the CBS, they will be here speaking. You wish to get this newsletter, put your email address. It tells you everything and anything that is going on. And I'll stop with this one, but we're opening a new exhibit Sunday, and it's a collection called Mom and Pop, Pay, Table, NASA exhibit collection. And the story is too long to go into here, but that exhibit is going up there. That begins on Sunday. Thank you again for coming. Great.